Well, you're an NBA fan. I'm an NBA fan. The big story last year was the Dallas Mavericks traded Luka Doncic to the Lakers, and to this day, the general manager gets booed at games in Dallas for doing
Fire
that.
Nico, fire Nico. That's the chant, right?
So if you're David Ellison and you take over a movie studio, I mean, you see Taylor Sheridan with his boots and his hat, whatever he wants. I mean, the guy, I don't always agree with him. Some of his soliloquies rub me the wrong way, but I think he is probably one of the most vital, producer talents working in video today. How did that go south? I mean, I would
Right,
like to know
right.
more.
And to be clear, he's leaving in 2029 in 3 years. He will wrap up all the business he got going on, and it's a lot of business. Landman, which we both enjoyed watching. My spouse adores, but as you rightly point out, seems to really have a soft spot in its heart for big oil.
It's
But
still entertaining.
Landman,
It's sticky.
season two coming right back in about 2 weeks, alongside some other stuff. He keeps pumping these puppies out. Now he'll be pumping them out for Donna Langley, the who has become, I have to say, the essential care and feeding zookeeper in Hollywood for talent that wants to go somewhere and make stuff. I mean, she's really bringing him in, and he is the latest example. But you're right. How do you let him go? Now, you had heard some things that I had not about Ellison pushing, seemingly, you would think, that he would be sort of already friendly to MAGA entreaties, but he's a
You
pretty
a New York Post reader, David?
what?
It was in the New York Post and several other
Oh well,
outlets that political concerns came in. I guess Ellison, who is described as a Trump supporter of the New York Post, uh, was pushing him to be more with the program, I guess. And Sheridan sees himself as apolitical. His content is apolitical.
yeah,
Uh,
or
the
his
line
politics, really. I mean, it's very much him. Yeah,
Cole Hauser does, meat industry testimonials in Yellowstone. So it surprised
but
me a little bit, but like
yeah,
I said, that move in general surprised me. So,
there were
but
some weird things like I think they thought it was good to send a whole bunch of people to go try and palaver with Sheridan about re-upping, and he would have preferred like a couple of people, not getting overwhelmed by a retinue, for instance. I mean, he's a man who goes his own way and has done well enough. I got to say, if we were creating a list of the, I don't know, top five biggest TV showrunners out there these days, he'd be definitely on the list. Shonda Rhimes, not David Wolf, the guys behind CSI, the guy, Ryan Murphy. It's just a few people, and he's definitely one of the ones you gotta grab, right, if you
right.
can, and keep if you can. So that was a big whiff on Ellison's part, even as they were laying off part of a expected 2,000 people, something like 20% of the entire Paramount Skydance
Yeah, and they
operation.
just laid off with the three-headed Hydra management group over the spring laid off 800 people.
Right.
I mean, I get that like MTV and Nickelodeon and BT, I don't know how much those assets are assets anymore. I mean, and maybe you can't build a staff around them anymore. But
Can't build a big staff. I mean, it's interesting because he has supposedly said he wants to keep his cable operations and do something with them. It
yeah,
was definitely a conversation this week in some of the things that I was taking part in about, what does MTV look like now? I'll tell you what it looks like now. It's YouTube. You go and dial in. I want to listen to chill music from the 90s, or I want hip hop from the 2010s, and boom, you've got a playlist. Or I'm really looking forward to all the songs by Taylor Swift or whomever. Bang, you got that. MTV should be my music TV, not any random programmer's music TV. How you get around that with an old school linear channel is incomprehensible to me. But again, I'm not that smart, so
well, I mean, somebody smart. I mean, it is a brand of some recognition. Somebody smart could apply it to something that's not a basic cable channel and probably make some hay.
Maybe.
So I'm just surprised that it's still kind of seen
Yeah.
as that.
Yeah, I look at that and I think of Vivo or Stingray. That's what I think of. Those are actual functioning things that have had very close relationships with the labels and run lots and lots of stuff in a really smart way. Music video, you don't have to sit around and wait for Headbangers Ball at midnight to get your fill of heavy metal. I know you are absolutely a heavy metal guy between Robbie Krieger of the Doors and whatever's left of Black Sabbath. So you're
I
totally,
did watch a
totally.
little Headbangers Ball. I worked at Tower Records, and we'd
Of course you did.
kind of kick it afterwards. And they had a good alternative music show on Sunday nights that we'd watch. And before that, there was just the videos, and my brother and I would watch and argue about music for hours.
Yeah.
I mean, but like nobody. I'm past the age where brand marketing really matters. So um, it's probably an older brand. Whoever comes up with anything is probably targeting older consumers. But it seems like you know somebody should buy it and make something out of that. So anyway, that's just my thought.